This is Catherine from the Melbourne chapter of the Most Wuthering Heights Day Ever. And also I have created a Kate Bush Wuthering Heights Cathy costume. I've had lots and lots of requests for a DIY tutorial, so that's what I'm going to do today, is basically show you how you can make yourself a really snazzy dance costume with lovely billowy sleeves. And yeah, I'm going to make a no-sew version, so for people that don't have the equipment, yeah, hopefully you can come away with something nice to dance in. And also there'll be a sew version. So yeah, it's going to be very basic. I'm only a very amateur sewer, so I'm not going to be doing anything too complex. Yeah, so just all pretty basic stitches, and yeah, so wish me luck. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this, so hopefully yeah, I do it well and you can follow along, and at the end of it you too will have a beautiful Kate Bush costume. Alright, so I'm going to get out of this and into something more comfortable to sew with, and I'll be back shortly. Bye for now. I'm back. So to begin with, we will go through all of the different things that you're going to need to make your Kate Bush Cathy costume. So to start off with, you're going to need some nice red fabric. I have chosen chiffon because it has a really lovely drape to it, and it's very light, and yeah, makes a great dance costume. But you can go down to your local Spotlight or fabric store and have a feel around, find a nice red that you like, and make sure that it has a nice flow, nothing too stiff. So the fabric that I have used is 145 centimeters wide, and for an adult costume, depending on the size, you're probably going to need between 3 and 3.5 meters. So so that's your fabric. All right, now moving on from fabric, the other things that you are going to need are, I'm just going to move my thing down here so that we can actually have a look through everything. If you're going the no-sew route, you are going to need basically a iron-on instant hem tape. So this is just basically, you know, what it says. It's an iron-on thing, and it will stick things together. You are also going to need a pair of really good sharp scissors, and also, well, if you have one, I also highly recommend the yeah, cutting wheels and a cutting mat, because that gives a very, very nice sharp line. You're going to need lots and lots of Dressmaker's pins, so yeah, the little Dressmaker pins. And if you have them, the other thing that I find are really good, I'm not sure how well you can see that, these things are called magic clips, and they're really good for keeping your fabric together. All right, in making your outfit, you will also need some Tailors chalk. So you can get it like this, or I think, just a moment, you can also get pencils, but I actually prefer the old-fashioned chalk. And what else will we need? You're going to need 12mm elastic, so that's just braided elastic, and that's for doing the cuffs. For this outfit, I'm actually not going to do the button cuff because that's quite complex. We're going to just do elasticized cuffs, so that's why we need the elastic. The other things we're going to need, you'll need a pad and a pen and a measuring tape for taking your measurements so that you can get it exactly right. If you are going the sewing route, you are going to need a sewing machine. If you really want to finish it off nicely, you will also want an overlocker or serger, but it's not necessary. You can actually swap to a zigzag stitch to do your edges if you want with that. Now for the sewing version, you will also want 12mm bias tape, which is this stuff here. So it's a really nice trim that you will use to go around the outside. If you're already, quite an accomplished sewer and you've got a fairly good kit, you can make your own bias tape using some cheap poplin or something like that, and you will want to use the yellow bias tape maker. But it's about 80 cents a metre, I think, at Spotlight. So yeah, so just buy it if you don't have the stuff. Okay, so yes, with your sewing machines, you'll want to put a nice sort of red thread in them, and other than that, you will also need an iron. That's going to be quite important, especially if you're going the no-sew route. So finally, Kate Bush's costume has got a quite interesting sort of zigzag pixie hem like this. Now, in order to create that, we will need to seal those edges, because if it's a chiffon or a synthetic fabric that you're using, there's a tendency to fray. So if we sew it, it will actually add weight to it and it'll cause the points to twist and turn. So we will be using I don't know what you meant to do there. Oh, there you go, a Fray Stop. They come in a range of different varieties. And then the other thing that you can use is a soldering iron, but not everybody has a soldering iron. So if you do, these are great because you can actually burn through the fabric in a nice sort of sharp line, and that will actually seal the edges as well. If you're going to use a soldering iron, you will need a piece of glass to protect your table with, and also a metal ruler to sort of use as your sharp edge. Okay, so that is pretty much an overview of all of the materials and equipment that we will be using to create our costumes. I'm going to do the next part looking at how, first of all, to create the bishop sleeves. So we will look at how to take your measurements to create your own pattern, and also how to make a no-sew version and a simple sew version of the bishop sleeves. Once you have the bishop sleeves, you can actually do a bit of a quick route costume. If you head to your local op shop, you might be able to find just a simple red dress of some sort, one maybe with no sleeves, makes it nice and easy, or alternatively find one with sleeves and remove those and put your bishop sleeves on, and then you've pretty much got a ready to wear outfit. If you can't find that, then afterwards we will go on and teach you how to make the wrap portion of the costume. Excellent. Okay, so I will be back shortly with how to make the bishop sleeves. Thanks, and we will put all of the details in the about section of all of the materials that you're going to need. Excellent. All right, I will see you shortly.